Hi, network engineers. Hope you all are doing good in this pandemic situation. But if you are looking for a job change, if you are searching for a job, and if you want to refresh your knowledge for your upcoming interview, so what you need to do, you need to watch this video till end. Means don't stop this video. Yes. So having a knowledge is one thing and cracking interview is other thing. Especially I'm talking about the young engineers who is looking for the career in network and industry, or the engineers who are joined the network industry recently in last 2 3 years and want looking for a good job change and want to enhance their career in network industry. It is very necessary to keep yourself updated, keep your knowledge refreshed time to time. And for young and new engineers, sometimes it is very difficult to crack interview. Even though they have prepared well for CCNA, CCNP, they have a good knowledge. But sometimes it happens that they stand still in front of interviewer, even though they have asked very simple questions. That is why for preparing interview, it is very necessary for getting a good job. I'm not saying that preparing for good knowledge, learning for CCNA, CCNP, even for CCI is not required. Yes, it is required. It will help you in your job. But first you need to have a job. You need to crack an interview, right? Then you will engage this knowledge CCNA, CCNP in the job, implement this knowledge of CCNA, CCNP or networking knowledge, whatever lab you are doing in EVNG, PNet, GNS3, right? And reading a lot of PDFs, right? This will definitely help, but in your job, for job, you need to crack an interview. Even personally, I have faced a lot of difficulties when I am in early stage of my careers. I have a good knowledge, good CCNA, CCNP knowledge, but it is difficult for me to crack an interview. I have given a lot of interviews. Sometimes I have given 30, 40 interview. I'm not able to crack it, right? So, and what happened is whenever interview is scheduled, I try to read many cheat sheets. I try to read lot of PDFs, try to watch lot of videos, and I have 2 days in their hands, right? Because of, whenever the opportunity comes, they will not give you much time, right? They only give you 1 or 2 days, and it is up to you. You can grab opportunity or let it be, right? So you have to prepare for interview every time, right? You have to refresh your knowledge. Or sometimes I accept that you are engaged in couple of things and suddenly interview was happened and you want to refresh, right? For that purpose I am creating this video series. In this video series, what I am trying to do is I have jotted out whatever questions I interviewer are asked, right? I have given so many networking interviews in my 14 years of experience, right? So I have jotted out all the questions, trying to answer all the questions, so that if you have an interview scheduled and if you want to refresh your knowledge, right? You can just go to this video and it will help you out. So, because I himself faced this difficulty many times, that is why I plan to make a video on these interviews questions, basic interview question which mostly asked in the interview, networking interview, right? So it is very very necessary to prepare yourself for an interview. What I'm trying to say, okay? And always remember that not even you need to go through this video when interview is scheduled, right? We are now a generation, and the new generation which is coming is spending around 20 to 30 hours in a week in a very silly videos, which is not at all worth it. You will not get anything. So plan like this. You can at least give 20 minutes or 30 minutes in a week for to watch a video like this in which you will refresh your knowledge, right? So in this way you can always prepare for the interview, right? And remember, every successful man has taken a small step every day. They will not try to jump or try to kickstart. They were doing small things every day and every day, and if in a long run it will help them. So in a similar way, if you want to succeed in a networking field, especially, you need to refresh and keep refresh your knowledge uh, on time, right? So that any opportunity come, you will not miss. Okay, so that is why I have started this video series. And one thing before starting the questions, right, discussing the question, I want to tell you, right, uh, please comment on my video, no matters it is bad or good, right, especially on this video, so that I can get whatever I am doing is correct, doing in a correct direction. If this video helps you, share it to help others, right? And I have jotted out some question 10, 5, 10, 12 question I think in this video. And for other question, I'm waiting for your motivation, waiting for your comment, whether you like it or not like it, whether my work is done in the right way, in the right direction. So my next videos depend totally on that, especially on this interview questions. So if you feel it will helps, share it for help others, subscribe my channel, and don't forget to comment in this video. If you are watching, comment it and watch it till end. Okay, so let's start with the discussion of questions. So let's start with the first question. It is very simple. R1 we have a process ID 100. Okay, here we have a process ID 100 on R1. Hold on R1 we have a process ID 100, and on R2 we have a process ID of 200. Okay, so what they will ask, will R1 and R2 form a neighborship or not? Will R1 and R2 will form a neighborship of or not? The answer for this question is OSPF process ID is locally significant. It is locally significant to this router only. Okay, so it doesn't matter other end router having the same process ID or not. It will form the neighborship, right? You can create n number of routers with a different. Maybe you can create a one more router with process ID 300, right? It will work, it will form the neighborship. But the catch in this is that if you have a two, right, you have a this interface in process ID 100 and you have a this interface in process ID 200, so this process 200 and 100 will not communicate. Process ID, two different process ID are running true, but on the different devices. On a same devices, two different process ID will not work. You need to redistribute between the process IDs. Get it? That is the answer for that question. Now move to the next question. On a single router, if we have connected two different network with different process IDs configured, while they communicate or not, if yes, what need to be done? So they are asking if we have a two router ID, we have a one router, one interface in process 100, which we have discussed already. This is 200, whether it is communicate or not. It will not communicate until unless we do the redistribution between them. Okay, so two different process on a single router do not communicate at all until unless we are doing some redistribution. Correct. Now the next question is, redistribution is done in case of different protocol only, or it can be done in case of same protocol? Yes, redistribution is a simple modification of parameter. You can, so redistribution can be done in different protocol or within same protocol also. Within same protocol, if you have a two OSPF on a different process IDs on the same device, you can use the redistribution for the communication. Okay, as per the requirement in OSPF, generally we perform redistribution between process running on a single router. This thing we have already discussed. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. So now general question is, give one example of neighborship and give one example of adjacencies in OSPF. Okay, so neighborship is, there is one. typo mistake here. Neighborship will be together. Okay, we will let it be. Okay, so now neighbors are router who can exchange hello packets, but LSA information and do but not LSA information and do not have the same LSADB. So example is two DR other routers are neighbors, right? What happened is suppose you are on a broadcast domain, okay? This is a single segment, okay, right? So one is BDR, other is DR, and other is DR other routers, right? DR other, sorry, other router. So DR other router is always in two-way state. S- So they are neighbors but not adjacent, right? They don't have the LSDB information, but they will not share the LSDB information between them. But adjacent router are routers who have exchanged hello packets, LSA information, and have same LSDB. So DRBDR is adjacent router. They will share everything. Okay, or you can say in two-way state it's neighbor but not adjacent. Once they exchange the LSDB, it is adjacent. Okay, so in this situation DR other router have a adjacency with DR and BDR, but neighborship with DR other router only, two-way state. Okay, so next question is in show IP OSPF database, do we get the topology of same area to which logged in device belongs, or we can get the topology of complete OSPF network? So we will get the complete topology. Complete topology can be seen. Okay, if it is adjacent, you will see the complete topology, and this command is Cisco specific. Okay, not for Nokia and others vendors. Okay, there is other command to see the database in different vendors. Okay, so next question is LSA 3 is generated by which router, ABR or ASBR? It's generated by ABR. What ABR will do? ABR will give the area 1 information in area 0. Okay, so LSA 3 is generated by ABR only, and LSA next question is LSA 4 is generated by which type of router, ABR or ASBR? It is generated by ABR, and it's only informed that where ASBR is located. Okay, so now next question is in case of area type NSSA default route is already present or has to be configured manually. Default router has to be configured manually, and command is area 1 and SSA default originate, and this is again is a Cisco specific. Mostly in interview, if you are not going giving an interview on a vendor specific, it will ask command for the Cisco, because most of the new engineers will start with the CCNA, CCNP, so they expecting a command on Cisco perspective. Okay, but if you are giving interview in Juniper and you said you know Juniper, so they will ask for the command Juniper specific. Okay, or if you are in Nokia and working on SR routers, they will ask command for SR router perspective. Okay. Next question is to configure any area as a stub area, do we need to put a stub area configuration on ABR, ASBR, or all router of a area? Every router, answer is every router has to be configured as per the stub area configuration. Correct. Suppose you have this area, right? Router 1, router 2, router 3, router 4, right? This area you have, okay, and this is your ASBR, and here you have area 0 connected. Okay, so this is my ABR and this is my ASBR. So if you are configure a stub area, right, so what you need to do is you need to configure a stub area on each and every area stub on each and every router. Okay, and this router is participating on a two areas, area 0 and area 1. So the interface which is in area 1 need to be configured under stub. Okay, this interface will not be configured under stub. Okay, so next question is, in OSPF neighbor stuck in two-way state, it's normal or problem? Okay, so it's just a typo mistake. Okay, it's normal or, you just ignore this. Okay, it's normal or a problem. So two-way state is a normal that exists in broadcast network. Okay, it's exists in, we have already discussed, right? If it in broadcast network, DR, BDR, and other DR other. So these two router always in two-way state, right? All DR other routers stays in two-way state with each other. DR other routers maintain full state with the DR. Okay. In a next question is, in a broadcast network type, DR BDR maintain which type of relationship? Full state, right? DR BDR always in full state. Okay. The next question, in DRBR election, firstly, which is elected, DR or BDR? First BDR will be elected, and then BDR become DR after winning the election. So one on a single router interface, if we have connected two different network with the different, this question I think we have already taken, so we cannot take right now. So next question is, in NSSA external route enters as LSA7, but if LSA7 is not required, what is the command to stop the LSA7? Use the command router, use the command here. Okay, this command router OSPF NSSA no distribution. This is again CISCO specific. Okay, next question is, in NSSA we have one ABR and two ABR, one ASBR and two ABR. Which ABR will do LSA7 to LSN? Okay, so in NSSA we will receive the type 7 LSA, and ABR need to be changed it to type 5. But now in this question what is saying, suppose you have a two ABR. Okay, these are the ABR. Okay, so one ABR is connected like this with ASBR, and other is connected like this with ASBR. Okay, so what happened is, ABR with having the lower cost to ASBR will convert the LSA7 into the LSA5. So in this case this will convert because this is having a lowest metric. Okay, to ABR, because this is directly connected to ABR, and this is ASBR, and this is having one hop in between. So definitely this will having a low metric. Okay, so this will convert. But if they both have the same metric, right, there is one more router here. If this both have the same metric, router with the highest router ID, ASBR with the right highest router ID will tie, will do the tiebreaker or do the conversion from LSA5 to LSA7. So this is the most common question which is always asked in the interview. Type of LSA. So we have a 11 type of LSA, but basically people expecting 7 from new and less experienced engineer. And if you have a good experience, if you have experience working experience in MPLS or in a TE, they will ask for the more LSA functions. So the type 1 is router LSA, type 2 is network LSA, summary LSA, type 3 network LSA will generated in all router, this generated in broadcast network. Summary LSA is generated by ABR, this will generated by ABR. Okay, and autonomous system external LSA, this will generated by ASBR. Okay, 6 usually multicast. Okay, not, no, you will not see this. And this is not so stubby area NSSA, this will generated by ASBR. Okay, and these are the LSA for BGP attribute. You can check the We will discuss it in detail in some other video. And other LSA types are 9, 10, 11. They are opaque LSAs, which is used in MPLS traffic engineering. So, but if you are a new engineer and have a less experience, if you give the answer till 7, then it will be fine. So, next question is, what are the different area types in OSPF? I forgot to mention in OSPF. Okay, standard and normal area, which is any area which is configured. Okay, like if you have this topology, okay, we will make some one small topology to understand this. Okay, so this is area 1, area 0, and area 2. Okay, so this 1 and 2 is my standard area. This is my area 0 is my backbone area. What LSA will be generated in standard area: LSA 1, LSA 2, LSA 3, and LSA 5. Right, this will be generated in normal area. Right, if you suppose if you have this is as a ASBR, right, so LSA 5 also be generated. Okay, backbone area, similar to all LSA types are generated similar to a standard area. Okay, they make sure whenever interviewer ask for area types, right, they will expect the answer what all LSAs will be generated in what areas you are giving, telling, right? And sometimes people are answer only a backbone area, stub area, totally stub area, right? No, not so stubby area. So cross question will come, right? In stub area, what all LSA you will see. Okay. In totally stubby area, what all LSA you will see. So this kind of cross questioning will give. So let's move on to third area type, which is stub area, right? Stub area external LSA 5 are surpassed and the default route is installed with stub area with LSA 3 or external routes. Okay, so in stub area LSA 5 will not be generated. Okay, one thing. Okay, and default route is installed within the stub area with LSA 3. So with LSA 3 default route will be generated, and LSA 1 also generated in this area. LSA 1 is by default, every router within an area will generate. Okay, so suppose you answered that LSA 5 will be stopped in a stub area, right? And LSA 3 default route will be installed by LSA 3. So they will come back whether with the cross question, right? Whether LSA 1 is generated or not in stub area. It is generated in every area, right? Total stub area LSA 5 and LSA 3 both are surpassed, and only default route is there with all in the area. Okay, so these two LSAs are stop in totally stub area, and but LSA 1 is generated same, right? Not so stubby area, LSA 7 is generated external route, and ABR will convert it to the LSA 5. Okay, now come to the next question. What is the significance of area 0 in OSPF? How loop is avoided with the area 0 in OSPF? So in OSPF domain, the area topology is restricted so that there must be a backbone area, and all other area must be have their physical or virtual ring connection to the backbone. The reason for this star-like topology is that OSPF inter-area routing use a distance vector approach as a distant vector approach, and strict area hierarchy permits avoidance of the counting to infinity problem. Why area 0 is needed? Because we have a hierarchical architect, right, in OSPF, correct? Wait, sorry. So like this, right, we have a area, some routers are in area 1, some routers are in area 2, right? Those router which are in area 2 does not have any direct communication, correct, to area 1. Okay, to area 2, correct. So that is why they need to be connected to area 0 for the inter-area communication. And why, how it is used in loop avoidance? Suppose if you received a route from area 1 on area 2, right? You have a direct connectivity, and then again router 2 will give same route to the area 1. In this way loop is generating, right? So that is why area 0 is avoiding the loop also in OSPF. So OSPF prevent inter-area routing loops by implementing split horizon mechanism, right? Allowing ABR to inject, right? The say split horizon mechanism which I have just told you. So ABR will inject the summary route from router 2 to area 2 routes. Area 0 ABR will inject in area 1, and ABR inject the area 1 route in area 2 backbone. Only summary LSA provide in the inter area and limiting the ABR SPF. This is also help in limiting the SPF calculation. Okay. To consider only summary LSA backbone will be summary LSA in the backbone area link state database. So next question is, what is the difference between network statement of OSPF and BGP? The network statement answer is, the network statement between OSPF and BGP are fundamentally different. The network statement in OSPF enables OSPF on an interface. If the interface is assigned an IP address within the range of the network statement in BGP is used to tell BGP to advertise the prefix. So it's simple. If you enable a network statement in right non-broadcast multi-access network and give the network IP address of the with the network interface, it will establish the OSPF neighborship just. Okay, but in BGP it will advertise the complete prefix to the neighbor. So guys, thank you. In this video, we are covering covering this much questions. So as I told earlier, if you want me to do the next part of this video, comment on the video whether you like this video or not like the video. Do you want me to do this interview questions, more interview questions or not? Okay. Also, you can join me on Telegram for technical discussion in my Telegram group. You can send your questions so that I can make a video on that. Also, you can join me on a WhatsApp. Okay, I will share the link in description for that also for technical discussion. So that is all. Thank you guys, and looking forward for your motivation for the next video. Thank you very much.